In this video, we're going to go over the Amazon S3 pricing table so that whenever I tell you that it's dirt cheap, you're going to hopefully have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, if you recall, in that first video, I showed you an image of the pricing table from way back in 2009 when storing 1 gigabyte of information was costing you 15 cents per month. And now, as you can see here, for the standard storage, it's costing you a whopping 3 cents per gigabyte per month. Now, there are 3 different types of storages, but we're only going to be concentrating on the standard storage because that's what 99.9% of us are going to be using. The Glacier storage, if you can look at this as, well, cold storage, that's where you might house your archives or your backups where you're only going to be needing them in emergency situations. You will rarely be pulling them out. Reduced redundancy storage is kind of in between the two. You might be pulling this out on rare occasions, but still it might be pulled out. But that's for the first terabyte. Again, it's monthly. Anything above 1 terabyte up to but no more than 49 terabytes are going to cost you this amount. But again, most of us are going to fall into this category right here for 3 cents per month. Now, this is for the U.S. standard region. Prices for your S3 account will depend on the region that you're in, but the fluctuations on these various regions is very little. But throughout this video, I'm only going to be using the U.S. standard, so be sure and check the pricing for the region that you're going to be having your buckets located in. And we might touch on that a little bit more in detail whenever we get to the video on creating our buckets. But in addition to storage, there's a couple of other items that you're being charged for on your S3 account. That is requests and data transfer. The request really is not much at all, but let's go ahead and touch on this anyway. As you can see here, it's a half a penny per 1,000 requests of put, copy, post, list. Not really important that you know what these are. Basically, the one that you're going to see more often is the get. Just look at it like this. This is where somebody is on your website viewing the images that you have hosted on your S3 account, or downloading the zip files you have hosted on your S3 account, or watching the videos that you have hosted on your S3 account. So as you can see here, per 1,000 requests, it's a half a penny, and you can see the cost is a lot more whenever you're dealing with the Glacier archive. So that's why you really only put in the Glacier storage what you're rarely going to be using, if at all. But here, it's a little less than a half a penny per 10,000 requests. And I'm going to show you a copy of last month's bill on one of my accounts to better illustrate this. But again, the request pricing isn't going to amount to a whole lot. Where they are going to get you on the price is the data transfer. Now, you've got the data transfer in, which is basically you uploading stuff. They're not going to charge you at all for that. Upload all you want. Where they are going to charge you is the data transfer out from your S3 account to the internet. This is what they're referring to whenever you have your visitors on your website viewing the images that are hosted on your S3 account, or downloading the zip file, or watching that video that are all hosted on your S3 account. This is the to internet. This is what we're talking about here. This cost right here is between your Amazon S3 account and other AWS tools within that AWS toolbox, that being the EC2 instances, no cost whatsoever, or to Amazon CloudFront, or even moving your stuff to different regions. It's going to cost you 2 cents, again, per gigabyte per month. But the first gigabyte per month transfer out is going to be free. Up to 10 terabytes, and that's a whole lot, is going to be 12 cents per gigabyte. Let's take a look at last month's bill of one of my accounts to, again, further illustrate these expenses. As you can see here, it's a whopping $3.53. The data transfer, not that much, because this is not a very active account that I have. But again, the data transfer in, what I basically uploaded, didn't cost anything. The first gigabyte of the transferring out of data didn't cost anything. But the other data transfer out that visitors requested via looking at images or zip files or streaming videos, 12 cents per gigabyte, a little under 4 gigabytes, a whopping 46 cents. Yeah, I think I can afford that. On this account, the major expense came from the storage. Let's go ahead and check that out. This is where you're going to find the requests and the actual storage. The requests for Tier 1 and Tier 2, not very much at all. Now, if you recall in the pricing table, for the put, copy, post, and list, it was half a penny per 1,000. This is way under 1,000, but they're charging me a full penny. What's up with this? Well, you see, they're rounding up. They really gig you, huh? And for the gets at 0.004 per 10,000, again, this is way under 10,000, but they're charging me a full penny. Well, they're rounding up. But at 3 cents per gigabyte for the first terabyte of storage, a little under 102 gigabytes for last month, a whopping $3.05. So that's where the major expense is right there. Now, while this is just looking at the expense of Amazon S3, you should also consider what the income was that generated this expense, as well as the alternative to not using Amazon S3, but instead using your shared or even dedicated or VPS hosting service. With the other hosting options, your HostGators, your Bluehost, and your GoDaddies, even if they didn't close your account because you violated their terms by hosting large files and using lots of their unlimited bandwidth, your site visitors would not be happy campers because the videos would constantly be buffering or playing very choppy at best, and that's if your site didn't crash altogether. And remember, here on Amazon S3, you're only being charged for what you use, and on those other hosting services, you're being charged that monthly rate regardless of how much you're using. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video on the pricing of your Amazon S3 storage and services. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.